So the first clip that we're going to be watching is essentially the introduction to Madame Rosa's character in the movie. This is also the first time that Madame Rosa confronts Momo after he has stolen her candlesticks. Candlesticks that she was going to use to pay her rent because she's running out of money. So, Mama, this is the introduction to your character. Well, what I wanted to do in the beginning was to light you from the back so we don't quite see your face yet. And we only see it when you now turn around and you say vaffanculo.
E te fai fottere a noi gli ora. Ma vaffanculo.
I thought it was great that the first time that we really see your face is when you curse. And it also shows your irreverence in the movie, and I think it paints kind of a very fun and vital portrait of a character. And here's our little boy, Babu, that was 2.5 when we shot. He was quite stubborn as an actor, but the great thing about him is that every time that I called action, he would only focus on the actors in the scene, and he would never pay attention to the 50 crew members around, which was something quite amazing.
Madame Rosa, il dottor Cohen.
Dottor Cohen è questo?
È il dottor Cohen.
Rosa.
Ciao.
Già ti
And
vedo preoccupata.
this is your friend Renato Carpentieri, the wonderful Neapolitan actor, theater actor, that we loved working with. And here's Ibra, who plays Momo. Do you remember, Mama, how hard it was for him to do all these first scenes when he has to be very tough with you? He really didn't like to say any bad words to you. And I remember once during a rehearsal, he walked up to you and told you how upset he was to tell you all these bad things, that he asked your permission to be able to say all these bad things at you so that he could play the scenes. And you said, of course you can, it's acting, I won't get hurt.
Yeah, but he was really scared to death to be able to say some of the lines of the film.
Yeah, he was.
And it was really, for him, I was so sorry for him. I really was. You were not, but I was.
No, because I'm a very mean
Of
director.
course.
Solo per poco, 2 o 3 settimane.
No.
Un mese al massimo.
Non se ne parla proprio.
Il tempo di trovare.
One of the reasons why I picked this location was to set that scene there. All this whole sequence was actually 10 pages of dialogue, and it was originally only set in the kitchen, but I wanted to show the whole apartment, so I divided these groups of dialogues, of exchanges from one room
Some
to the
here,
next.
yeah,
To
that's
really kind of
right.
show
Yes, that's
people
true,
not only
that's true.
your character, but also how you lived and how this kind of makeshift daycare for kids was in the movie. And also production design-wise, with Maurizio Sabatini, I told him I'd like a production design that shows the sedimentation of all the life. So basically, it's a repository for 40, years lived
but
in that
also
apartment.
the small child was there, no?
Yes, of course. He was,
Absolutely.
he was always there.
La madre era una mia paziente, la conoscevo bene. Fatto sta che non aveva capito i suoi genitori dal Senegal, quando aveva appena 3 anni.
The other thing that I loved in that production design of the house was that little window from the kitchen to the living room.
Yeah, I remember when I was washing the
dishes.
The dishes, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's right,
yes,
that's right.
absolutely, yes.
Yeah. You see that little window, which I love? That scene, just them watching, took 7 takes because they would laugh so hard at every time that they
That's
looked,
true,
and it
that's
was
true,
always,
yeah,
always tough.
absolutely, absolutely.
And it shows that you guys, you and Renato, the actor, have a good relationship. It shows that you really like each other.
Servizi sociali.
È proprio quello che ti chiedo. Troviamo un accordo.
Ma tu non sei una puttana. Sono stata chiara, ho chiuso.
E Joseph allora?
Ma lascia perdere. Quello doveva restare solo una settimana. Sono mesi che la madre non si trova. Comunque, per fortuna, i soldi me li manda regolarmente.
Se è una questione di soldi.
No, lascia stare. Ti voglio bene, mi hai portato i candelabri, ti pago l'affitto, ma mo direi.
One of my favorite moments of this scene is coming up right now. He leaves now, and then right when he leaves, you do something so great in Neapolitan when here. You walk here, you stop, you look at him, and you're like, wait. And that way, which was improvised by you, is so amazing. because it's so funny. And there, you throwing him out, that was take one, I remember. And you threw him with so much strength that he actually almost fell
That's
because you
true.
were so
Yeah,
strong.
yeah.
These 4 scenes, which were, I said, 11 or 12 pages of dialogue, we shot them all because, of course, it's a small budget film and we didn't have a lot of days. So the second clip that we're going to be watching occurs maybe almost in the end of the first half of the movie, where these 2 characters, Madame Rosa and Momo, who up until now really don't like each other, slowly, gradually, something happens in the sequence that we will see, and that begins the process of them very gradually coming together and understanding that actually not much separates them. That union, that coming together is very slow, very gradual, and in this clip you see the very first initial steps of that. So let's play that clip. This I'm very proud of because this is the very first full CGI line done in Italy. This scene here now, Mama, you remember, it's the first scene that we shot in the movie. This is day 1, and this shot here is day 1, first shot of the movie. And we were all very, very nervous. And how did you feel, Mama, on the first day of shooting?
Nervous as usual.
Exactly, we were all really nervous.
Always scared to death.
I know.
The beginning is like this because you don't know anybody. You just are in a place and you look and people are waiting for you to do something. And sometimes it's too soon to do something, so you have to wait a little bit, and that's what I told you. So let them wait a little bit, and I want to go to the dressing room, and I want to breathe, and then I come back.
That's true.
And that's what I did.
You're right. And when you came back, you were 100% on, and it showed.
Ma stiamo pazziando. Non ci sta con la testa.
Mamma, per favore, esci un momento.
Ti racconto tutte le stranezze che mi combina e tu che fai? Lo assecondi? Ma pare tutto un manicomio, eh?
Calmati e ascolta.
No, tu ascoltami. Mi dici che con il cuore che tengo devo stare buona, tranquilla e poi mi metti in casa un mezzo delinquente, eh?
Rosa è un bambino.
Ma quale bambino? Quello non è normale, è bacato dentro. Ma mica è colpa sua, è il regalo di qualcuno, a mamma, o padre, non lo so. Quello è capace di entrare alla notte e tagliare la gola a me e a uno dei bambini. Li conosco io.
What I like about the scene and the character is that you ride this line between a woman that is strong, but also funny in her irreverence, which is a very Neapolitan thing. There's always an irony in everything you do that can be also quite comedic, even though it's kind of a dramatic scene. But there's always a touch.
That's where I come from.
That's right.
Naples.
That's the Neapolitan touch,
Yes,
is that tightrope in between drama and something that can also make you smile because of how you convey the emotion.
A beach of smile.
See, it's true, Especially now when you say that line.
Che caggia fa? Leccargli la faccia tutte le sere prima di addormentarlo? Eh?
That is very funny.
Yeah, I know. Grazie, thank you.
This scene was a very, very tough scene because even though the movie is very socially engaged and socially conscious, in the foreground, I wanted to really make this a movie about the story on friendship and love of these two characters. But of course, the context is also quite political. And this scene was a scene that was very difficult to shoot because obviously it is a police raid where the police is taking immigrants out of an abandoned building because they're squatting there. And it was very difficult.
Vai, sali in casa. Arrivo.
And it was a turning point in the movie. It's the first time that these two characters share something in common, which is their version of being persecuted. This is one of my favorite moments in the movie. It shows what an enormous actress you are. The way that you put your hand on that wall and everything that's happening in your face right now that is your inner life, that's why you're so great. Your emotion communicates in an instant. You're born that way, and it's just a joy to be able to work with you for these moments. Grazie, mamma mia. Really, sir. And the music here too, by the way, by Gabriel Yared, is really, really inspired. I just love his score in the movie. We really wanted to walk the line in between something that was quite orchestral, but at the same time current, and at the same time had the nostalgia and the melancholy of the moment. Another great piece is this piece, which is the Hebraic theme. The music that you always play in that refuge, which is basically your place where you can kind of collect yourself. And now, of course, you get upset because he's found your secret hiding place, which you don't want anybody to enter. That set is the only set that we built in a studio. That's the only thing that we actually built in the movie. Everything else was actually shot on location, except for that moment.
But then!
That close-up is the close-up that I put, the last thing in the movie, I added that close-up, that final close-up. I felt it was important for us to see how you felt about screaming at him like this. And I think that it helps because it starts that process of realization, which then comes to here where you realize that you shouldn't have behaved the way that you behaved in the cellar. And your way of apologizing or taking, responsibility is by showing the beginning of a certain openness towards him. This scene I also love because it's rare to find two actors who instantly or kind of naturally are in the same emotional frequency.
Sai, io giù mi sento al sicuro.
And both of you have the same kind of energy about you in this moment.
E perché?
Two souls coming together for different reasons, connecting.
È così.
When you say, "È così," you almost cried there. And I remember that was take one. And I asked you after the take, why did you get so emotional? And you looked at me and you said that same thing that you say in the movie. È così. And that's how authentic you are. You feel it and you bring it and you give it to us. And it's really, I'm very proud of you.
Grazie.
It's true. I'm very, very proud of you.
Grazie.